Fighting safely and mitigating risk might win you a UFC championship, but it's not fun to watch. We're going to cover 3 examples of people who won a championship off of playing it safe, playing discipline, playing around their game plan, not taking any risks, and we're going to talk about how you eventually defeat those kind of fighters too. UFC 304. Sorry, did I jump scare you? Who remembers that fight? I wish I didn't. Belal Muhammad was taking on the reigning champion in Leon Edwards, and I just remember watching and feeling dirty. It was a slow grind fest. Belal just felt like he laid on him the whole time, grinded his way to a victory. He became the champion. It wasn't fun to watch. But here's the good news. All you have to do to get rid of a boring champion is flame him relentlessly online forever, and then eventually he'll be gaslit into striking. What did he do versus Jack Dale Medellina? He lost because he stood up and he was like, I'm going to show everyone online I'm not a boring fighter. Jack outstruck him. Who knows why he didn't dive, but it made for a better fight. That's all you have to do to win against a boring fighter. UFC 306 and UFC 316, both basically the same fight. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. And both fights, Merab weaponizes pace. He weaponizes chain wrestling. If I sound ridiculous, it's because I'm sick right now. The guy would tackle you, and then you'd maybe get back up, and then he'd tackle you again. He'd tackle you again. He'd tackle you again. And it wasn't a slow grind in that nasty way when you watch the Belal-Leon fight. It was a little more upbeat. I'm sure there's a lot of people that did not enjoy watching that, but at least Merab is entertaining. He's silly. He's having a good time. How do you stop it? Well, it turns out that the way to stop it, because he was on fire. He was running through 4, 5, 6 fights. Nobody could touch him. I was dumbfounded when he went up against Umar Nurmagomedov, and it wasn't close. And then there's people, oh, there was excuse. No. He got dominated. I was shocked. I thought it was going to be close. Umar's, coming from one of the greatest camps in the world. Not even close. Merab is just relentless. Endless gas take. Takes you down. How do you solve it? Along comes Peter Yan at a time when Merab, some might say, is overtraining. He's overfighting. He's taking no breaks. Every 3 months, every, 4, 5, 6 months, he's having constant back-to-back title fights. I mean, we're talking the best of the best are coming for your neck. Well, Merab is overtraining. He's constantly fighting, I mean, the day after the fight, I think people talk about him, like literally in the gym. So he's probably getting a little fatigued here. Along comes Peter with this game plan, and you'd have to go watch the fight yourself, but it felt like everything Merab wanted to do, they had studied and they had a counter to it. If Merab shot in this way, he was going to clench and pull up and finish with an elbow. In the middle of that fight, go watch the Yan and Merab fight. First, go watch the earlier fights to see how dominant he was, because you need that build-up. And then when you see Merab just get bloodied up, you're like, what's going on? This guy was just on top of the world and it wasn't close. Truly, after that Umar fight, I was like, what's the answer to this? You can't do the striking. You can't do what's going to work? No one can Umar could not wrestle him. Well, man, there was a diagram. There's a photo that came out. Jan's coach had a whole flow chart of, if this happens, we're doing this. If this happens, we're doing this. He had an answer to everything Merab was doing, and it just didn't look good for Merab. Everything he was doing that he wanted to do, Peter had an answer. Yan bloodied him up. He won the belt off of him. That's how you turn it around in that case. UFC 313, Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. I think I speak for the entire continent of the Americas in that all of us, North America, Central, and South, we were all rooting for Alex Pereira that night. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what happened in that fight. It just looked like Alex was off. It came out later that he was injured, and it makes sense, and I've studied Alex's life. I've got a documentary actually on Alex and Merab if you wanna go watch them. Alex is not the kind of guy to make excuses. I have listened to interviews extensively. Not the guy. He's a stand-up, honorable, disciplined guy. I believe him, but it kind of looked like he was injured. But let's take that out of the picture for a moment. We all were assuming that this Russian guy or this Daggett, whatever, is gonna take him down. He's gonna wrestle him. And it looked like Alex the entire fight was scared of the takedown or was fighting cautiously. And Magomed was able to take the foot forward, take the fight to Alex. Alex was not the aggressor. It felt like he got stifled, and Magomed did not win any fans that night. He did not take risks. He only entered into an exchange if Magomed was gonna come out on top, and he was not taking any risks. He wasn't going hard, there was the threat of the wrestling, but we didn't see a lot of wrestling. We didn't see a dominant performance like Hamzat or a lot of the Daggy guys. It just was boring to watch. And, well, how do you fix that? The very next time, the rematch, well, how do you fix that? You be aggressive. Alex marched across the octagon and knocked out Magomed. What an incredible 2 fights. That's 2 fights. I'm spitting everyone on my camera. Those are 2 fights worth watching, because the first fight, you see this guy just mute Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira had no answers, and it was boring to watch. The second fight, Alex was pissed, presumably healed his foot, and he's 1 fight's injured, by the way. That's not always, you know, you don't want to rely on the excuses, but man, Alex marched across that octagon, took the risk. He just, like as if he had been told, hey, you're gonna win. Like, he knew the future, and it was just, I was out of my seat, if I remember correctly. Just a phenomenal performance. So that's how you resolve that one. So it seems like maybe the answer to this is actually taking risk, which seems counterintuitive. We'll see as time goes, as it unravels. You guys can argue about it in the comments. I did a documentary on Alex Pereira. I did a documentary on Murad Dvalishvili. I would love if you guys go watch them. I put a lot of time, money, and effort into those documentaries, and truly from the bottom of my heart, I hope you guys enjoy them. This channel, only MMA. My documentaries channel, I'm gonna cover fighters mostly because that's what I like, but I'm also gonna cover pretty much greatness as a topic. Those who are disciplined and achieve a high level of performance and greatness, people that in my eyes, have deserved the title. Subscribe here, subscribe over there. Appreciate you.